New graphics in the menu can only mean one thing. Before you is an episode featuring the latest DLC for Hearts of Iron 4
Deutschland.
or something like that. My German isn't the best. In this episode, I'll be playing as Germany because, well, that's what you all wanted.
Weird.
No judgment. I'll play the campaign partially historically and partially, well, not so much, as I aim to complete the German nuclear program and a lot of other super projects because that's what this DLC is all about after all. So with the historical focuses, here we go. Also, remember, I am a total noob at this game, so don't expect any pro gameplay here, but it might just be funny. I'll be honest with you, from my perspective, the changes in Germany are quite extensive. The focus tree is really big now. We have a socialist path, a monarchist path, and even a democratic one. If things go well, I'll get around to trying all of them eventually. But today, I'm interested in the historical route for Germany. For people as clueless as I am, Paradox has even added a hint system. You can toggle it on or off here. Pretty useful. However, first I'll focus on the economic path, since here I actually plan to take a non-historical route. I won't choose the 4-year plan for a very simple reason. MEFO bills are now much weaker than the alternative path. Every month, the number of factories assigned to produce civilian goods will increase by 3%. Of course, following the 4-year plan path lets you slightly slow this process down and even modify the bonuses from the MEFO bills at later stages. Some of those bonuses seem pretty powerful, but in this scenario, bankruptcy is practically inevitable, so at some point we'll have to cancel the bills, ideally by declaring war. Another downside is that I'd have to strengthen my collaboration with Göring. He ultimately focuses on plundering conquered countries, not on developing Germany's wonder weapons. So Göring is out. The alternative economic path gives huge drawbacks at first, but over time, developing this path gives us so many additional modifiers that the German economy experiences a real boom, literally. Now, onto research. The beginning is totally standard, focused on production and research speed. It's worth mentioning that the research trees have received a bit of a facelift. There are now also special research projects. Germany starts with a land warfare facility, right here near Berlin. I just need to hire a project director first. I'll choose Karl Becker here, because he has a faster experience gain. The whole system is very simple. Once a research institute is built, it provides passive research progress. When it reaches its maximum, it gives us a breakthrough point. Another way to progress is simply by discovering certain technologies. These are color-coded in the lower right corner. The green icon indicates land research. You spend breakthrough points on the relevant project. For example, if I hadn't discovered the flamethrower tank project, I'd be locked out of the entire path on the right. To start experimental research in new fields, we need to build research facilities for each one, but they're quite expensive. As for projects marked with question marks, when you hover over them, it tells you what's needed to unlock them. Sometimes it's previous experimental projects, other times it requires progress in the regular research tree. Regarding factory construction, since I'm not going with MEFO, I'm focusing on civilian factory construction. If I had chosen the 4-year plan, I'd be building only military factories at this point. I've initially distributed my military factories this way. As for the Navy, I don't know much about it, so I'll just finish building what's already here and won't add anything more. I'll also start importing rubber right away. The basics are now covered. Now it's a lot of clicking in the right order in this focus tree. It's already giving me a headache. My priority is economic growth. The sooner we start, the faster we can implement these changes. The remilitarization of the Rhineland can wait for a while. Before the economic reform, I have 20 operating civilian factories. During the reform, the number of these factories is significantly reduced. Don't worry, we'll fix this quickly. However, I can only start this process in 2 months, until the MEFO bills are fully paid off. The reform process itself doesn't bring such severe downsides. Now I can focus on the Rhineland. The world has agreed, as if they could do anything about it. Next, I'll skip the whole process of swaying the Wehrmacht to my side. I focus on consolidating the painter's power. The bills are paid. But before I proceed with the tax reform, I need to take care of Adi's friends. The 3 gentlemen on the left essentially represent our choice of economic path. From what I can see here, Fritz Todt seems like the best advisor. He provides the most bonuses for civilian construction and later for military as well. On the right, I have 2 political advisors. I'll choose Rudolf Hess, his bonuses seem more appealing to me. An interesting detail is that he must be recruited before his famous flight. So the sooner we recruit him, the better. Especially because he will establish the German labor service. I'll explain more about that later. My last choice will be between Himmler and Goebbels, but here I'm not sure what's best for Germany. I recruit Ludwig Erhard, who provides a lot of civilian bonuses. Meanwhile, Austria is banning a certain party. And I don't like that. I want them to keep a certain man in the government. Later, this will allow me to enact Anschluss at a lower cost. It might surprise you, but one of the first technologies I want to research is the radio. I plan to pursue a military reform path focused on tanks soon, and I'll need the radio for that. Here, actually. But of course, only after the first economic reforms. Next, I lower taxes. and remove price controls. I've designed a fire tank with a flamethrower, and now I can add flamethrowers to my tanks. However, I'll hold off on that for now. I've carried out some reforms which have slightly modified my recovering economy, but now I essentially have many more civilian factories producing additional civilian factories for me. Now I'm expanding the road network in these regions, I appoint Rudolf Hess to the government, and I develop modern maneuver warfare. I forgot to mention that our painter's friends each have their own trees they will develop. And so at this moment, Franz Todt is progressing through his tree. As you can see, 95 out of 140 days, he'll do this for each of his goals. When he reaches a certain point, an event will trigger and we'll be able to change our policy. This road development in Germany is incredible. With so many fully developed provinces, I hire an advisor who will speed up my army and provide a lot of experience. I was waiting for this. Fritz Todt has established his company. It has pretty decent bonuses. And now I'll assign a slightly longer project, 70 days, that will give me a 100% bonus to tank technology research. This will allow me to unlock the 1939 chassis. I'll use the joint research bonus with the Russians for this chassis. My next special project will be developing mobile engineers after tanks. It's time to modernize the Luftwaffe. Only it's embarrassing to admit I forgot to recruit Göring, and I forgot to disband my entire air force, totally slipped my mind. My theoretical advisor will be Heinz Guderian, he'll further increase my army's speed. Oh no, someone challenged Fritz Todt's economic plans. This is the event I mentioned. I could now support Albert Speer, but I prefer that Todt continue his work. Ginmark wants to trade with me. Are they taking away my civilian factories? No. I finished Luftwaffe development with dive bombers, as it will give me a research bonus for planes. Rudolf Hess has optimized the civil service, which now allows me to do some cool things. Namely, to use my political points to give my regions the following bonuses. Now, I'm focusing on Central Germany, on developing everything here, so this bonus will come in handy here. Now, I'm returning to the economic tree for a longer time, where I'll research everything in order. Well, except for railway expansion. I forgot that the civil service also allows me to implement a war economy. And there will be no strikes for this, which is really powerful. And now with this bonus, I'm developing medium tanks from 39 in just under 100 days. I'm working on a better fighter model and a dive bomber as well. The Kingdom of Greece is demanding investments. No! As the third friend of our painter, I'll choose Goebbels. I usually went with Himmler. Not sure what's better here. You can let me know in the comments. These three advisors, along with Adi, joined the Mutual Admiration Club, which provides some decent bonuses. The downside is that later they might overthrow him. I develop an additional research team and I'm recruiting a lot more troops. Yes, I admit I forgot to do that earlier. Meanwhile, our painter has come up with an idea, joining Austria with Germany so more countries can enjoy his paintings. From this point, the requirements for Anschluss begin to drop, and significantly. It's very important to use the economic development bonus either on Construction 3 or on advanced tools from 1939. Overall, we need both, but agricultural reform is particularly powerful. I'll allocate the additional research team to study the 1940 fighter model. And I'm starting a special project to build a dam in the Rhineland, right here precisely. Now I have a massive expansion planned for Western Germany as well, so I'm taking this bonus, and I'll upgrade all infrastructure here to the maximum. Building this dam gives a very nice construction bonus for the entire region. This also marks the moment to start building military factories and reorganizing the Wehrmacht. Which leads me to the Anschluss. Austria is mine. Can anyone comment on what the funds gained modifier means? Because I'm quite intrigued. A good old Ribbentrop-Molotov pact is needed so that, shortly afterward, the Russians agreed to a joint research project. I still somewhat regret not finding a way to make this research focus on the super heavy cruiser, because that would have allowed me to do some truly OP things much earlier. My last super project, the howitzer. A giant howitzer with a massive gun. It's basically essential for all remaining tasks. I definitely want my big gun to be even bigger and make an even louder boom. Wonder weapons. Yes, I like that. I'm now getting tons of bonuses. Mainly my scientists have gained levels of experience. I should have hired them earlier. So now I'm correcting that mistake and setting up a nuclear research facility, preferably somewhere in central Germany. I'm also using all the bonuses to finalize my Blitzkrieg doctrines, though I didn't have many of those. Thanks to Goebbels' efforts, I can now hire a new advisor. I think she was actually a German propaganda films director. Now I face some really tough choices about which of the big guns to choose. Simply adding a giant howitzer as support for my infantry is incredibly powerful. So how strong would this big gun or this mobile howitzer be? The cost of building one of these guns is 1,600.
Wow!
It's also fairly slow, so I probably won't attach it to tanks. The mobile version doesn't have its speed listed. I'll need to test it out to see. Alright, I've got the 1940 chassis already, but I forgot to research the guns. Oops! Czechoslovakia has been reduced in size. Before the war with Poland, I need to catch up on doctrines, so I'll now focus on the military side of my tree until the moment I need to go to war with a great power. I've started work on the mobile howitzer and I'm catching up on refineries because I forgot about those as well. I'm also training 4 armored divisions. I'm really pleased with the number of civilian factories I have here. Because of them, I'm catching up quickly with the military factories. Naturally, all the military factories are now dedicated to tank production, as I need quite a few of those. It's interesting how few flame tanks I actually need. 5 factories seem a bit too much, probably. After that, everything goes into fighters. I'll go ahead and switch to the new model since I forgot about it too. Not sure why, but HOI is messing with my head. I load up the rifles, maximize range, and that'll do for now until I develop better engines. Same with more modern support aircrafts. I turn what's left of Czechoslovakia into a puppet. The Soviet Union has attacked Finland. And yes, I should already be attacking Poland. I'm just waiting for my 4 armored divisions to deploy. So I'm deploying my air force and letting it train up a bit more. I can also strengthen the painter's power in Germany. But maybe I'll depose him first and see what happens. Will the political circle's bonuses weaken or strengthen? Okay, this event occurs and now I choose who will rule. Wow, he's bald! Nah, it probably doesn't make sense to depose Adi. So ultimately I'll strengthen him. I'll also push forward with the land doctrines. I'm also upgrading anti-air defenses. They're more important now than they were before. But I'm not sure if they were that important before, but now they definitely are. For head of research at the Institute of Ultimate Weapons, I'll take this guy. His name seems familiar. Unfortunately, I won't be doing atomic projects anytime soon. And I'll build a small gun too, just because why not? And in 30 to 40 days I'll attack. I'm just a few tanks short. Right now I have 240 factories. Usually when I went with builds I'd end up with around 190 factories. 200 tops. Oh yes, a massive self-repeating gun. I don't know why, but in my head these guns look like this right about now. Alright, and these mobile howitzers can't be upgraded in any way. They're just regular guns. A bit of a letdown. I thought they'd be something cooler. And I can only assign 5 factories to them. Why so few? Anyway, attaching them to armored divisions seems to be effective. But is it really worth it? I don't know. I forgot about support equipment? No. But now I demand Danzig, ready or not, this is the moment. I'll sign a trade pact with the Russians. As that will be useful, I need cheap resources. Those might come in handy for producing even better guns. Danzig or war? Poland rejected the ultimatum. So, war it is. I'm sending my troops to attack on all fronts. Wow, it's all green. Surprised? Well, last time I played as Poland, I had the same thing. Wait, what's this? Things don't look great in the air though. The strangest part is that there aren't yet any bombings on my production centers, which is super odd. But it's time for me to start developing everything related to waging war against great powers. I'll start with the economy. Wow, Poland surrendered quickly. This will make the fight for German airspace easier. Allied air forces, as I can see, are concentrating on Western Germany, and with my strong anti-air defenses there, they're taking some losses. I'm just watching the enemy's forces dwindle, even if they're also inflicting some losses on me. Thankfully, my air force is much better. I'm giving the eastern Polish territories to Russia. The time to reclaim them will come later. The Netherlands declared war on me. Who would have thought? They didn't put up much of a fight. Alright, so since the Netherlands have already started, maybe I'll go around the Maginot Line to conquer France. The Allies have also begun air raids on my research facilities, but right now they're pretty well secured. It's crucial to build anti-air defenses, but also to split up the air force, so that part of it ensures air superiority, while the rest is designated to intercept incoming bombers. When you set it up right, the opponents sometimes don't stand a chance. Alright, time to go around the Maginot Line. I'll go in with all the wars right away. This shouldn't be a problem, I think. Oh my god, what is happening here? Alright, I'm heading straight for Paris. I think this will be easy. 4 armored divisions should be enough. I also have total air dominance, so it's looking pretty good. But to be honest, I feel like the AI is playing a bit better this time. There are more divisions here. It's harder for me to break through than in my last campaign when I returned to HOI a month ago and did my first French conquest in years. Wait, I'm paused. That explains a lot. Let's unpause. What? Already? I won? After the fall of Paris? But I didn't even occupy a tenth of France. What just happened? Alright, I'll create Vichy France. Though maybe you guys can advise if it's worth taking all of France or going with Vichy France. I don't have experience with this. Last time you didn't leave it in the comments, so now I'm asking you guys. France or Vichy France? Which is more advantageous? Alright, more coast to defend. With my divisions now. Much more. Although I'm not sure if any landings are happening here. Alright, I'm sending my entire air force over the English Channel, although I'm not sure if I'll be sinking any enemy ships here. I don't even know how to check that. Alright, I'll try to do a naval landing here at Portsmouth. Or near Dover. Not sure yet. Oh, seems like that's the plan. Now I just need to wait a few dozen days. I'm also preparing to improve logistics. And this will eventually lead me to, yes, the atomic bomb. Though first, I'll prepare Operation Sea Lion, which will give me some nice bonuses for the landings in the UK. Alright, 5 days isn't much of a loss, so I'll cancel that focus and go for Operation Sea Lion. Operation Sea Lion completed, I think. Next, I can do Operation Green. From what I see, I can access the islands via Ireland. Hey, is this historical? Operation Sea Lion also speeds up the pace of organizing the operation. Too bad it doesn't reduce, for example, the requirement to control the entire channel. The landing operation is underway, that's why I'm moving my entire air force over Great Britain, right where I'll be doing the landing now. Hey, the landing is going well so far. Looks like I'll capture at least one port soon. This is looking pretty good, right? I'm immediately deploying 12 armored divisions here in England as well, to push everything forward here soon. And I'm sending my landing force to London, expanding the controlled area as well. I could use a logistics hub. London fell surprisingly quickly. And I think I'm losing my fleet, I'll have to pull it back. I guess it's time to plan my invasion of England. Now that I'm here, why not? I'm sending armored divisions under Rommel's command into the attack. Forward! I just need to be careful that the UK doesn't fall too quickly after this operation. I'll focus on upgrading logistics and developing the wonder weapon. It's already almost a year and a half overdue. Swedes want a trade agreement with me, but I think I'll just come and take those resources myself. So, no, honestly, conquering England is actually pretty fun, more interesting than it used to be. And finishing off the British army is also quite satisfying. I kind of regret that the landing went so well. I thought I'd be able to use raiding mechanics to support it all. Oh well, maybe I'll use that in Russia? Alright, the Great Bomb project will be accelerated now, so I can finish my production, because it also requires being at war. Good then, I'll have the bomb in 200 days. Or rather, start work on it at the facilities. Not gonna lie, the British have more divisions here and it's getting intense, but I'm not attacking further. Though I have to admit, the British seem to be burning out nicely here from what I see. They have no chance of breaking through. I forgot to start the production of super heavy howitzers to add them to the infantry. And I think if they were here now, they'd be doing a great job. Hey, maybe I should add mobile ones. They work even better. Japan declared war on the Philippines. That means the United States will soon join the war with the Allies. Obviously on their side. So sorry, Great Britain, I'm advancing. Hopefully I'll finish quickly. The best part is I abandoned the plan and broke through the enemy's defense right away. But unfortunately, I'm 70 days short of completing the expansion of my economy. Beautiful. Victory. Wonderful news. Italy conquered quite a bit here. I think I know who I'll be at war with soon. Ultimately, I captured the following territories, but this isn't the end. There are still wars with the Soviet Union ahead of me. The most important thing is that I have Canada, so I can reach the US as well. And the resources, how many resources I finally have. I also sent spies to the Soviet Union since I totally forgot about it. And I need to start setting up collaboration governments. What surprised me is that despite such big conquests, I didn't get any more special centers. I only have the ones from France. Well, maybe not exactly, since they're not located in France. But you know what I mean. United States embargo. I really don't care anymore, especially now that it's finally here. The big gun, 3,500 HP. Hey, that's pretty cheap. Oh wait, never mind, that's the production cost, twice as much as the previous gun. Time to build Dora. Fort effectiveness reduced by 53%.
Wow!
I'm making one of these guns per year. I wonder if it's even worth building. I've also researched the super heavy tank model, but to get the Land Cruiser, I'll need 3 breakthrough points. So I'll wait a bit longer. Hey, I already have one Dora built. I'll attach all the guns to the tank units and see how it performs. 639 days for the atomic bomb. Looks like we'll be waiting a while. Well, more like for the development of a nuclear reactor. I must admit, it's a nice touch that we can name these big guns ourselves. Preparing for war with the Soviet Union, I'm also expanding the airfields near the border. They'll likely come in handy. And I'll build anti-air defenses here as well. I'm starting preparations to establish a collaborative government in Russia. I'm building 4 additional nuclear research institutes. I'd prefer my nuclear plants to be more efficient. We got it. Time to start work on a heavy cruiser. What, 2 years for this too? I'll also start Operation Tannenberg, although maybe Swiss gold would be better. But I don't care, I want to conquer everything. Hungary wants to declare war on me. I'm ready for it. I'm starting Operation Tannenberg. I've added the big guns, let's see what they do here. I think my air force has a strong advantage here. Let's commence the attack. How long will Switzerland hold out? Hello? Are you attacking? Oh no! I sent in the wrong army. There, now it's attacking. Hey, look, I'm even making progress. Switzerland doesn't stand a chance, but I'm not showing you anything. Seriously, I'm breaking through. Oh! Stop bombarding me with notifications. Switzerland's troops don't even have a chance to recover, though they do have some solid defenses. Slovakia or war? I think war. Let's see if they attack me or not. Ha! They attacked! This is almost too good to be true. Look at me breaking through here. And Hungary disappears from the map. I didn't notice that button. I can recruit even more scientists. How nice. First successful test of the nuclear reactor, but I'm keeping quiet about it. Switzerland has fallen. The only issue is that it previously joined the Chinese front. At least now I can finish my work on my economy. Check out the powerful bonuses to the German economy. So much green, I don't even know what it does. I'm also beginning work on rocket technology. And honestly, the best way to get to China might be to conquer Russia. Go through here. I also have a suspicion Germany developed a secret cloning program. Alright, I'm adding those heavy howitzers I've been working on to my infantry divisions. Deploying and training over 8,000 fighters, I'm curious to see how they'll perform over Russian skies. With wartime production ramped up, it's time for war with the Soviet Union. Where was that again? Oh, here! Especially since the collaborative government is ready. Oh my god, look at all those divisions Russia has. This will be brutal. Now I can also develop better rocket artillery shells, as well as new rocket missiles. Time for war with the Soviet Union. Let's see how it goes. Look at those Soviet losses climb. Wow, look at that increase. I'm holding the lines without much trouble and burning through Soviet troops. This heavy cruiser project isn't going too well. I keep needing to find new parts, which is delaying the whole thing. It's still over a year away. But the atomic bomb? 23 days. The Russians can't break through. They're taking huge losses. First million crossed. To my 136,000 losses in this war. Or rather, 62,000. Switzerland, all things considered, was a tougher opponent so far. But it's no wonder they can't break through. Look at the bonuses I have here. 800 defense points, while they barely have 100 attack. What's the German Directive 21? I'm going to sound ignorant, but I honestly don't know. What I do know is the nuclear reactor is ready. 25,000 in construction costs? Let's see how it performs. I'll build it everywhere I can. At least the icon for atomic bombs is finally showing up. Wait a minute, I need to develop a nuclear reactor now. A civilian one specifically, but maybe the other ones count too? I don't know, we'll see. That's why I'll start working on an atomic bomb itself. What I really like is that there were 5,000 planes and now there are only 2,500 on the Russian side. Massive losses inflicted on them. The second million gone. Alright, let's at least push forward a bit on this front for now. Maybe to that river near Smolensk? No? Time to launch the Soviet campaign? Oh no, it's all green. Attack! The German army is advancing. I don't even feel like micromanaging the front here, it's moving too fast. I've supposedly built 10 reactors already, but there's no progress in research. I can also build some very large multi-charge guns here. Let's see how those work. Just like rocket sites. Though I've already built those and I still don't know how they work on very important projects is ongoing. I'm getting closer and closer to a breakthrough. 12 days to go. It's a bit funny that it was easier for me to create an entire atomic weapons program than to develop this heavy cruiser. 17 events delayed progress, but it should significantly improve its quality. Oh yes! Okay, now those heavy water reactors finally started producing my atomic bombs. I'd really like to drop a nuke on Moscow. What do I need to do? Click on the project, select Moscow and drop the bomb, and let a plane take off from Smolensk. I've got a 65% chance of success. I developed a new bomber model. Deploying it, it's 3% better. So, probably bad. But my chances improved. Let's try it. Now let's deal with a powerful tank. I've prepared a design. Not sure if it's good, but it seems like it'll be fun. I only need 48 of these machines. 4 years to go. I can still upgrade that heavy cruiser, so I'm working on it. I've also sent my air force over Moscow to increase my chances of a successful bomb drop. The operation is ready. Let's go. Press the red button. It launched. How does it look? Will there be a drop? Yes, nuclear bomb dropped. Did Moscow get all those negative modifiers? It's much stronger than previous atomic bombs. Wow, I really like this. Finally, it feels like dropping a nuke is something special in this game. But now, because of these penalties, it might be harder to capture the area. I'll also test what happens when I nuke enemy units. There's a good spot for this. Atomic bombing of Moscow. Won't nuclear winter only make Moscow a more difficult target? We'll see. Meanwhile, I'll also work on an even bigger bomb. Let's see what happens when I nuke Russian troops. This time the bombers don't have far to go and fail. Oh no. But the second time worked. It seems the bomb doesn't do anything to troops. Lame. Attacking. Honestly, my tanks are moving around the nuked area faster than they can go from one square to another. Fall of Leningrad, fall of Moscow, fall of Berlin. Ha! Gotcha! Just kidding. Ha! I could bomb the oil fields, but why bother? They'll be mine soon anyway. Before capturing Stalingrad, I'll try to nuke it too. Hey, you can steal this research. Here, take my other research to the face. Apparently, it's best to use nukes where the enemy has all their industry, not near the border. At least that's my guess. I've already produced 50 heavy cruisers. Adding them to my divisions, look at this jump from 1200 to over 1400.
Wow!
This is so powerful. And it barely slows anything down. I forgot about the research that removes the penalties, so I'm catching up now. And even bigger guns. The Soviet losses are simply massive. 12 million dead. Okay, I've got 2 million losses myself, so not great either. But I'm already near Stalingrad, capturing it without much trouble. These tanks are just so OP now, nothing can stop them. I'm capturing cities without much resistance. I didn't expect this. The Soviet Union capitulated? You were right, making that collaborationist government was super easy. Oh wait, it's communist China. But Russia isn't far behind either. Although Italy got in my way a bit, the situation is under control now. Especially since it seems like the Russians don't have enough divisions to cover the front. I can already build civilian nuclear reactors. From what I know, they're very strong. But they cost 35,000. If you've made it this far, leave a comment saying Lucas 35,000 and I'll give you a heart. Let me tell you this, those cruisers are making Italy fall so fast that I barely had time to plan the nuke drops. And now I'm cancelling those plans, because nukes turned out to be useless. In 30 days I defeated all of Italy's defenses. Well, at least Italy is out of Europe, and soon the Soviet Union should fall too. Fantastic news, we won, and I conquered everything just the way I wanted. Even Brazil, there are still a few projects left to research. Some of them look really interesting. For example, the Mothership aircraft. What's that about? Or the Intercontinental Missile Project. But maybe that's for the next episode. Because I didn't notice I'm at war with the United States and lost all of Canada. Whoops! In this episode, however, you can see how I managed to play as Germany when I returned to HOI4 after a few years of break.